There are 3 levels of procedure you'll experience during committee: unmoderated caucus, moderated caucus, and resolution debate.
Moderated caucus is the default level of debate. When committee session begins, it starts in moderated caucus and stays that way, unless there is a motion or the chair moves to either unmoderated caucus or resolution debate. In moderated caucus, delegates must be recognized by the chair. Speak one at a time, and you must say your name, delegation, country, and address the chair. But you can freely express your ideas about a topic and potential resolutions to the rest of your delegates. To be most effective, you should use moderated caucus as a way to announce your plans for possible resolutions to a problem and begin drafting resolution with input from your fellow delegates.
Close to the end of moderated caucus, you should have a good start on your resolution. The main point should be written out. Once you are at this point, you can motion to move into unmoderated caucus for a certain amount of time. Usually an unmoderated caucus of 5 minutes is in order, but you can always motion to extend unmoderated caucus if you think you'll need more time. During unmoderated caucus, you can get up and move about the room, forming small groups to draft resolutions. Use this time to collaborate with those who express similar ideas during moderated caucus so you can come up with a really detailed and specific resolution together.
After unmoderated caucus has elapsed, you must go back to moderated caucus, our default. Back in moderated caucus, you can continue to present ideas before moving back into unmoderated caucus. Or, if you have a resolution ready, with the requisite number of signatories, you can hand it into the chair and make a motion to move into resolution debate.
If that motion is in order, you will proceed into resolution debate. Resolution debate is the most restricted form of procedure. The resolution is read, the authors will have a given amount of time to give an opening, and then there will be a given amount of time for debate on the resolution, before the authors give a summation and the committee votes on the resolution.
There are 2 types of resolution debate: speakers list and pro-con debate. Your committee chair has the discretion to use either of these methods. Pro-con debate alternates between speakers in favor of the resolution and speakers against the resolution. However, pro-con debate restricts the speaker to absolute opinions, and amendments can only be made on con time. Speakers list simply comprises of the chair creating a list of speakers, regardless of their opinion on the resolution, and they speak sequentially. Using a speakers list, amendments are in order during any delegate's speech.
Amendments will be further discussed in another section of the video. For now, let's watch this example of different types of debate.
We will now begin with 15 minutes of moderated caucus. The chair recognizes the Russian Federation.
Brian Dittmeyer, Community YMCA, Russian Federation. Thank you, Sir Chair. The Russian Federation is interested in discussing the issue of nuclear nonproliferation. Currently, the Russian Federation, along with the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and the People's Republic of China, is a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. India, Pakistan, Israel, and North Korea are also nations that possess nuclear weapons, but they are not signatories of this treaty. The Russian Federation is interested in drafting a resolution that might encourage these countries to join the NPT. I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. The chair would next like to recognize the nation of India.
Sarah Birkenthal, Westfield High School Delegation, representing India. Thank you, Sir Chair. India would just like to point out that it agrees with the basic tenets of the NPT. However, the NPT's restriction that only countries who tested nuclear weapons prior to 1967 ensures that if India was to become a signatory to the treaty, it would be unable to legally possess nuclear weapons. Therefore, India believes that it is unfair that only the 5 nuclear member nations may legally possess nuclear weapons. Thank you. I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
The chair now recognizes the Russian Federation.
Brian Dittmeyer, Community YMCA, Russian Federation. Thank you, Sir Chair. I'm currently drafting a resolution that might alleviate some of the tensions and problems that we have and address several of the key points that have been brought up in debate. The Russian Federation would like to invite any country that has nuclear capabilities to express their concerns so that we can work them into the resolution. Thank you, Sir Chair.
The chair will now recognize these nations in this order: the nation of Israel, Pakistan, and then the United States.
Brian Dittmeyer, Community YMCA, Russian Federation. Thank you, Sir Chair. I reserve my right to make a motion. The Russian Federation appreciates the input of his fellow delegates and just has a few more concerns about specific details. Therefore, I motion to move to unmoderated caucus for 5 minutes.
That motion is in order at this time. We will now enter an unmoderated caucus for 5 minutes.
Hey UK US, Do you think there's anything else that I should put in here?
How about a timeline for disarmament or something?
Why don't we just make it so that anyone who didn't test before 1967 has to disarm?
Didn't you hear India during moderated caucus? That's why they wouldn't join in the first place. At least if they join, they'll have to agree to the tenets of the NPT. That's our best shot at getting them to limit weapons development.
Hey, maybe we should go ask India over something and have them join our resolution.
Hey, India!
The time for unmoderated caucus has now elapsed. We will now enter moderated caucus for 5 minutes.
Brian Dittmar, Community YMCA, Russian Federation. Thank you, Sir Chair. I reserve my right to make a motion. Russia has a really great resolution that was worked on during unmoderated caucus. The sponsors are India, United Kingdom, United States, and Russian Federation. I would now like to make the motion to hear the resolution on the floor.
We will now move into resolution debate.
For more information on resolution debate, you can view the segments of the video on procedure and on how to make amendments.
We hope this has given you a good idea of how to best use unmoderated and moderated caucus.